What's up, gamers? Today we are going to be going through different ways you can make and save credits. Now, I've got looks to be about 10 to 12 different ways that can help more so free-to-play players, but definitely anybody who is trying to make credits, and different ways you can actually save credits just throughout your general playing time. But we are encroaching on 500 again. Still, we're about 12 away at 488. So go and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the like button. Tip number one, I would say for most people, you can go to your depot, go down to here, go to consumables, and I've got 31 automatic fire extinguishers, 41 large first aid kits, and 38 large repair kits. Now, I don't ever use large repair kits, especially now they've been changed so they fix everything. They are just smaller cooldown. Now, if you look, I've got 2,087,000 credits. Now, if I come along and I sold all of these, which I have saved up specifically for this video, we literally made 1.1 million credits. Now, I keep the food because that is what I do use. But that is tip number one, I would say. If you need something or you want to make some credits, go sell the large ones, because I don't use them. You can go for any of my tanks. These are my top tanks, the Renegade. I have the small ones. Just every single tank. You can go to these small ones, E100, small ones, and that is pretty much how I can make some extra credits after doing your daily missions. You get them a lot for going through the campaign. So if I go to the 260, I've just finished this one. I got 777. That's 70k. That's 140k. That's 210k. And obviously, if you do that with honors, that's also a bit of an extra tip that you can do. Okay, for tip number two, this is kind of a bit obvious. This is very, very obvious. Go to the tech tree. Obviously, currently it is top of the tree. There is 2 tanks on top of the tree every month. They restart on the 5th of every month, and every tank becomes slightly cheaper. So this is 30% cheaper up till tier 8. This is 30%. I believe below this is 50%. Yeah, 50% for tier 5 and below. Tier 6, 7, and 8 are 30%, and tier 9 is also 30%. Tier 10, I think, is 30% as well. Okay, so they're all 30%. But as you can see, for the Horu 3, a tier 10 tank, instead of 6.1 million, it's only 4.2. So it nearly saves you a whole 2 million credits. That is one of the best ways. So if you can work in a month, at least one line, you'll go through and you'll save yourself a load of credits. Tip number 3 is sort of sticking with the discounts. Certain points through the year, I'm not sure when they do them, but I definitely know at Christmas and things like that, you'll get extra credits for playing. You get discounts on every single tank there is. They'll have discounts, but at the same point, you can go to the store, buy consumables for money off. You can buy the food, equipment. All of these become, so everything is half price. So everything that's 20,000 is 10,000. So you can, if you build up some credits, you can stockpile. I don't know, say you know you're going to play a lot of Russian tanks or American tanks or German tanks, you can go through and buy all these extra combat rations, chocolate, case of cola, if you use food. Now, I would probably recommend using food, because the amount that it's going to make you, I run food all the time, obviously with a premium account, and if you run it on things like, premium tanks like the Renegade, 186k, even with the food coming off, is still 143k. So definitely worth still running things like that and stockpiling your consumables. Okay, for tip number 4, I'm pretty sure on number 4, we're going to jump over to kind of a way that it doesn't really save credits, but it does in some sort of sense. So hear me out. This is the T54. I call it the T54 Heat, which I have a video on. It has 219 pen at tier 9, which is not very good, but it does have 330 heat. Now, if you're sitting in front of an E100 firing 219mm of pen at it, it's costing you 1,230 every single time, and you are going to bounce. Pay 4.8k, and at least when you fire and it does penetrate the tank, you have made money back. If you fire and bounce, you're making no money. If you fire 4.8, you will make money. All at the same point, you could just decide, I'm not going to fire at that tank, but sometimes not firing back doesn't help. But at the same point, if you're an E100 driver and you see a T54 and they're firing heat and you find that they've shot 2 heat at you, you're not always going to necessarily stick your head around the corner again to try and fight it, because you know that they're going to reliably go through you in different places. So that would be tip number 4. Another good one is your daily missions. So you get loads of different rewards from them. Obviously, if you have a premium account, you get, sort of 50k, times 3 for the day and 25 bonds. Yesterday I got 2 lots of blueprint ones. I got 5 blueprints through it. But today I actually had 3 lots of credits. So I think it was 50k, 40k, and like 25k. So I did all of them all in one game. That is a lot of credits just coming in every single day from just doing the daily missions. Obviously, this is the premium one, or the bonus one for the standard. Be the top one. That's 65k. Plus, you get battle pass points, which is actually going to bring me into the next sort of like tip alongside the missions. Doing that will get you through them. Obviously, I am up to number 17 of the 2nd chapter. But if you actually look through these rewards, there's 50k credits, 50 bonds, 50k credits, another 50k credits. There's a premium day there. And this is just the free one, so another 75k. Some more bonds, which we'll get onto bonds later. 100k, 3 days of premium, 150k, 500 bonds. So as you can see, another 150k. You will make a lot of money just by playing throughout with the battle pass, even with the cheap one. So for tip number 6 is boosters. Now, we don't have any active right now because it's quite a quiet time of the day. It is 11:30, so most people are probably at work, etc. Your clan reserves. Join a clan and play when they have boosters running, because you can have credits up on here, which would be 30% more credits, and you can run your personal boosters as well, and that will generate you so much money if you are in a premium tank that it's unbelievable. You can farm, I can farm around 1.5 to 1.6 million credits with clan boosters and personal boosters on at once. Another way that would be tip number 7 to make extra credits just when playing is if you open up 15% more credits and experience. So that is going to help as well. So 15% more credits just for playing with a friend. So if you've got a friend or a clan one, ask anyone who wants to play in it, and you can get 15%, and off you go. Extra 15% credits, plus if you're running 50% on that, you're up to 65%. And if you're running clan boosters as well, even better. Jump on a premium tank, off you go. Okay, so for tip number 8 is your premium account. Obviously, you probably won't make much credits if you don't have a premium account. Now, there are loads of ways to do it. Yes, you can pay for it if you want to. If not, I've never bought premium days. Generally, the most thing I actually buy on this game is the battle pass. I just buy the battle pass, and that gets you loads of days. So that's basically what I do. I spend £20 every 3 months, so that keeps me going. And I probably play this game a lot more than other people do. Now, for tip number 9, it's kind of an obvious one, and it's this little button down here. If you press this little button, there is all different premium tanks. Now, you've got to be careful, because things that are like tier 9s and stuff don't always make credits. They can be reward tanks. So you need things like the Renegade and the Kampfpanzer 07. These are all tanks that make extra credits when playing a game, as you saw earlier. That's kind of an obvious one. Obviously, grab yourself one, but that is going to move straight into tip number 10, which is this little currency up here, bond tanks. Now, if you go into the store and you drop straight down to this bottom one down here, this is the bond store, which I do have another video on, which we can leave a link down in the description. But at the same point, everything below the tier 8s will all be bonds. I think this does as well, but you don't want to buy this because it's awful. Now, I've got videos on which tanks you can buy and things, but this is a good way of getting a premium tank without having to spend money. Basically, you can just play the game. If you've got tier 10s, even better, you can play in tier 10s. You can do rewards, you can do the battle pass. All of these things are going to earn you bonds, and you can buy yourself a tank, which will help you make credits. Now, if we jump over to my service record and we go see my most played tank, which would be, I don't know, right over here, is the CS52 list. Now, a few years ago, I did the current mission marathon that's gone now. I did it with the commitment side to get the CS52 list, because I didn't have any tanks that were premium. So I was stuck in the game because I could not make enough credits to keep going. So I ended up sitting there doing the mission marathon and hitting the CS52 list, and then I just played it constantly because I needed to make credits. Now, obviously, I got the Brask and the T26 Patriot, and that is now how I make credits because I do have more tanks. Okay, so tip number 11 is different game modes. So Frontline and Onslaught. Obviously, Onslaught is quite a good one because the games are fairly quick. Now, I gave up playing Onslaught, but as you can see, I played like 2 weeks of it and I was finished. Maybe I'll do this one here just to get the 500 bonds because that might be nice. We'll see about that today. But you do, obviously, these are the weekly missions. So you get 100, 125, another 125, and 150, plus the bonds, and the bonds down here if you do play them, plus the credits inside the game, which you can run a booster from, which I do normally. And you can make quite a lot of credits. So that is a good way. Obviously, Frontline is another one that you can do that makes a load of credits. But just in general, the game modes are generally fairly good way of making credits for most people. If you play and you can activate different boosters, especially with Frontline and things like that, you will make extra credits on there as opposed to just the random battle queue. Now, for the final tip, which I don't think many people know this, but you can make millions of credits. It's going to be a secret way that I'm hoping more people will find. If you come down to here and hit exterior, and then you come down onto the tank. Now, this is preset styles. What you want to do is go to the depot button here. And then you have things like Ranger. You can sell this for 150,000. So, and that's each. That's 450k on this tank. You can't sell all of them. There's another 140k. Can't sell this one, can't sell this one. But you can sell certain skins. You can't sell them all, obviously. But there are another way you can do it. You can go to emblems and you can sell emblems as well. You just have to go through and find which ones you can sell. Some of them are not sellable. So some of them aren't sellable. You'll just have to find ones that are sellable. I think one of these is, yep, so there we go. That's 100,000 credits right there. There's another one for 100,000 credits. This one, these ones. Okay, so they seem like they're a bit further down. You know, all the coat of arms ones you can sell these. They're about 10,000 each. But yes, you can go through and you can just sell different ones. Now, if you're like me, I don't ever use anything on the tank. I will come along and I will put one of the preset style ones on there. And that is it. As you can see, I have got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emblems. Now, you can't sell them all, like I said. Obviously, you can sell this one, 22,000, 24. You can sell all of these, 35. Can't sell those. So, that might be a way that if you're not fussed about trying to make your tank look nice, that you can make extra credits. And it's a good secret way that I don't really see a lot of people knowing about. Even extra things like, I don't know if you can do other camouflages. No. Paints. Yeah, you can sell the paints. There you go. Another 100k. So they're really good ways and kind of a secret way that I don't really see anybody mention before, that you can probably make a good few extra million credits if you want to make credits. Hopefully this has helped some people out and has allowed them to make some extra credits, or maybe even made them think a little bit about, okay, we'll save some credits up for when the discounts are on, buy the discount, stockpile some, and that way you're saving in the long run. You're not saving right there because you might, like the last time I had 30 million credits and I spent the full 30 million, but at the same point it took me a while to get through all those extra food consumables, the extra tanks that I bought, and it saved a lot of money. So in the long run it saved me money, but obviously I did spend out all the money I had. But that will be the end of the video. I hope these tips have helped you. If they did, give it a subscribe and don't forget to smash that like button. But until the next video,